Hey guys, Tim here with the Long Haired Gardener, and today I'm going to be planting up some spring bulbs. So those are bulbs that need to be planted in the fall in order for them to bloom in the springtime. So I will be planting up tulips, some Tete A Tete daffodils, and some saffron crocuses. So these types of bulbs need to go through a cooling period, which is why we're planting them now in the fall rather than in the springtime. They usually need between 12 and 14 weeks of cold period in order to get the most blooms in the springtime. So I am planting these a little bit later than maybe I should, but it has just been so warm here that I've been putting it off. So let me show you which bulbs that I have, and you will see that the crocuses have already started to sprout, which is maybe a little concerning. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. The reason why I was delaying putting these bulbs out is because it is warm. Like today, I don't know what the temperature is, but it's kind of warm out. And I'm afraid putting these bulbs in too early, they will break their dormancy and start to put out leaves, and then we will get a frost, and that will damage the plant. So that, anyway, that's why I was delaying putting them out. But as you will see in a second here, the crocus have already started to sprout. We are in mid-November here in Philadelphia, and basically I just need to get them in the ground and hope for the best. So let me show you which bulbs I got this year. So unfortunately we are in full sun, so I apologize if it's extra bright, but I do want to show you before I get started here with the planting, the bulbs that I got this year. So these are the Saffron Crocus. So with any luck, when these bloom, I will be able to harvest. I'm pointing to the picture here. You can see the saffron stamens in the picture, and hopefully I will be able to harvest those for cooking. Not that I use them often, but I thought it would be fun to grow these and see if I am able to get any saffron from them. So I'm just gonna roll them out of the bag here. You can see, like I mentioned, they are already starting to sprout. I've often heard people say bulbs are resilient and you can just throw them in the ground any which way and they will kind of correct themselves, and I thought, okay, that sounds a bit ridiculous. And then I see these bulbs, these crocus bulbs, and you could see, like normally you would put the bulb in like this with the pointed part sticking up, so that the plant or the leaves just grow straight up. But as you can see, they are finding their way even through the sides of these bulbs here. So I guess it is true that you can just kind of put them in and they will find their way. But anyway, those are the crocus. I also have the miniature daffodils, or the Tete A Tetes. I have flaming flag tulip. Only have 4 of these. And then I will have to put pictures up on the screen because these did not come with a picture. I have 10 of the Akibono tulips, which I believe are, we'll find out when I put the picture up, I believe these are the pale yellow, kind of variegated yellowish with red edges. And I have 10 of the Charming Beauty, which are kind of like a peach, maybe some yellow in there if I'm remembering correctly. And then I have 50 tulips that are a variety of black and white. So I am going to be planting these in my pots that I have back here. I do have a lot of bulbs for such a small area. I believe there's over 100, maybe it's a weird number. It's like 109 or 114 or something like that. Bulbs that I'm now going to squeeze into my backyard pots here. So let's get started. So these are two of the pots that I'm going to use to put the tulips in. I've removed all of the plants that were in here from the summer, and it has left, it has removed some of the soil for me. What I'm trying to say is, because these are in pots, it's not a lot of work. The recommended depth for all of these bulbs that I'm planting is 6 inches. So what I'm going to do right now is just kind of come in here, scoop out some of the soil so that I have about 6 inches, and I'm just going to come in here and pop the bulbs in and then cover them with the soil. All right, now that I have the soil down to about 6 inches, doesn't have to be perfect, I am going to separate these bulbs and put them into the pots over here. I think I'm going to do about 33 bulbs in this pot right here. The recommended, actually says it here on the side, says density 5 to 6 per square foot. So within a foot they want you to put 5 or 6 bulbs. I'm going to do more than that, just because I want a really thick display of tulips, and I'm gonna have to dig these out anyway after they're done blooming to put in the annuals. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pop those bulbs in and see what it looks like. Alright, you can see now how I've spaced them. I did leave maybe an inch or inch and a half in between each bulb, closer than recommended, but like I said, I want this to be very full and have a really nice display of tulips. When I put these in here, I did put them in the ground with the point pointing upward. So this right here looks like a clove of garlic. You want the top pointing up. You can see at the bottom here, it does have like little fuzzy bottom. Those are actually the roots. So that's the way we'll put them in to give them the best possible chance for growing. Although I did show you the crocus were growing, shooting out roots, not roots, putting out shoots through the side of the bulb. But it's still best to put them in with the point up just to give them a good starting point. All right, so I'm going to cover these up and they will be finished. Alright, this is what the pots look like. I brought the soil all the way to the top. It will settle down when it gets wet, but that's it. How simple was that? Now we need to come over here into the sunny area. So I have these two window boxes, which I'm going to put the remaining tulips up here in this one, and then down below here is where I'm going to put the daffodils and the crocus. Sadly, I'm going to take out these black petunias, which have been hanging on. I really do feel bad about taking these out because it's the last plant life here in the garden, but it is November, so I will take those out. I thought 74 tulips in these 3 boxes, 3 planters, was a ridiculous amount, but I just used them all, so I think they'll be fine. So it's just time to cover them up. So the last thing I need to plant are the miniature daffodils, or the Tete A Tetes. See if I can get this open. So the daffodils are the same depth as the tulips. They want about 6 inches. So I'm going to do a row here in the back, just like that. And then in the front, we're going to do the crocus. So I'm going to just go in here. I'm going to try to put these in here with the point facing up, even though some of the shoots are coming out in all different directions. But that's okay. I think they will correct themselves as time goes on here. Looks like I do have probably too many crocuses for this particular box, but that is okay. I will squeeze them in somewhere else. All right, time to cover those up and then we'll be done. Alright, I just topped the soil off. I found some more and just brought it right up to the edge here. So I have 13 of these crocus left, and I think what I'm going to do is take out some of these stones in this chicks and hens pot and just tuck them in there. These crocus don't need to be buried as deep as the tulips and daffodils, even though I did put them about the same depth. They only need to be about 3 inches, so I think I'm going to just put them in here and see what happens in the springtime. Alright, we'll see what happens in the springtime. I still have 5 left over, just because there's maybe not as much space in there as I thought. So I will just tuck these somewhere else. Alright, and then the final step is you just want to water these in. I'm also going to take this opportunity to clean up some of the soil that I've gotten everywhere. But you want to give them a nice little dose of water, just so that the soil settles and the bulbs get a little moisture. Alright guys, that is everything for today. Thank you for joining me. Please click like and make sure to subscribe so that you can see how these tulips, daffodils, and crocus turn out in the springtime. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.